Yep.
Let's call the regular meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with a...
Any additions, deletions, changes to proposed agenda for this evening? None. Roll call.
President Schneider, President Pro Tem Dyke, Councilmember Alec, Councilmember Kolka,
Present.
Councilmember Feldman,
Present.
Councilmember Glasser, Councilmember Steffler. Present.
So next on the agenda, I think Ms. Kiesler takes over at this point for swearing in of council members.
Would you guys want to come in front of the podium?
Mhm.
Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this state, and that I will faithfully perform the duties of the office of Village Council Member in and for the Village of Almont, County of Lapeer, and State of Michigan. I just need you all to sign.
Mr. President.
No.
Good. Cast came off. I'm supposed to be wearing a brace, but I took it off for tonight.
Yeah. Call successful. That's good.
Okay, I'll open up the floor to nominations for council president.
Can we nominate Steve as president?
Any other nominations?
Like,
Assume yes. Okay. Any other nominations? Nominations are closed. I just need a motion to appoint.
I'll make a motion to appoint Steve Schneider as president of the Almont Village Council.
Support. Roll call. Kolka,
Aye.
Dyke, Feldman.
Aye.
Glasser.
Aye.
Steffler. Aye. Schneider.
Abstain.
Now I'll open up the nominations for President Pro Tem.
Dyke.
Okay. Any other nominations? Nominations are closed. Just need a motion.
I'll make the motion and nominate Tim Dyke for protein.
Support that.
Dyke? Feldman?
Aye.
Glasser?
Aye.
Steffler?
Aye.
Kolka?
Aye.
Schneider?
Aye.
And I will turn the meeting over to President Schneider.
I hope that council members can forgive me, but I'm about to have a grandson born any minute, or any day, or any week, or any month, whenever he decides to come out. And my daughter-in-law is at the hospital, and I would like to excuse myself because I'd like to be present for the birth. I did give Tim a heads up on this, that I may be asking to excuse myself, so unless council has any problems, I would like to run or drive to the hospital.
Drive, preferably.
Yeah.
Drive safely.
Yeah.
Safely and congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I want to say that it's an honor and a privilege to continue to serve as your president. For as long as I can contribute, I'm going to do that. And when I really can't, tell me, and I'll, okay, thanks for all of that. Appreciate it. Take care, everyone. Have a good night and have a good meeting. Shouldn't be too long.
Get done in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Remind council, let's stay on point with what's on the agenda and and keep the discussion to what is relevant. Consider agenda meeting minutes from November 1st.
Motion to approve the meeting minutes from
We gotta
November
go through
1st.
we gotta go through the entire consent agenda first.
Okay.
General fund. Major streets, local streets, park and recreation fund, downtown development authority fund, wastewater treatment improvement fund, sewer fund, water fund, payroll report. Water report, DPW activity report, water usage report, equipment, oh, that's part of the DPW report, wastewater treatment plant report, police report,
Yeah, I have
okay,
something that I wanted to discuss on the police department report. Chief Martin indicates that we are to receive our monies from the county millage, the amount of $110 or $110,000. And I think I remember from the discussion that the money could be used for resource officer or reimbursement for those expenses. And just wondered if it made sense for us to have that discussion at some point in the near future before receiving those funds, so that we had an idea of what we plan to do with those. So if that's agreeable to council.
we could open discussion on the next agenda.
Yeah.
So the open discussion point is reimbursement or addition of a second resource?
Discussion
school
on how we're
resource?
going
Okay.
to,
Yeah, what we do with those
Okay.
monies.
Can we have Chief Martin come in?
It would be nice if Chief
Yes.
Martin could be available. If he's not available, maybe the next following meeting.
OEO, code enforcement report. And the OEO report was before that, and the financial position report. Discussion, I'll entertain a motion on the consent agenda.
So moved.
Support.
Motion made by Councilmember Stoeffler, supported by Councilmember Feldman to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. The consent agenda approval passes. Next on our agenda is a public comment for anything on the regular agenda. Do we have public comment tonight on any item on our regular agenda? Being none, first agenda item is CEDAM Community Development Fellowship. Manager Trent, I assume you have a presentation.
Good evening, council.
Evening.
Glad to have you back. Tonight, excuse me, I'm fighting a little bit of a chest cold. Tonight, I wanted to bring forward for your consideration an opportunity to partner with the Community Economic Development Association of Michigan, who sponsors fellows that are placed throughout the state of Michigan for a 15-month program. And in a similar vein, this is very similar to what we did with our summer intern project this past year. Just from a financial standpoint, because there was a little bit of information in your packet regarding the cost for a fellow to a community. But this past year, we spent, well, let me requalify that. For our two interns, between the both of them, they grossed about $10,000. Our out-of-pocket expense for their services for 10 weeks was just a little over $3,000. So basically 30% of the cost for having those summer interns with us because of the sponsorship from the Fort County Community Foundation as well as Ann Arbor Spark. In a similar vein, host communities are being asked to provide $10,000 as part of this program. And the fellow receives a salary of $45,000 plus some health benefits. And so when you do the math for 15 months, and it would cost the host community $10,000, it's about 22% of the total cost for 15 months. And the big benefit I see out of this is that we would have a full-time person that's embarking on some sort of career path involving community service, whether it's economic development, public administration, et cetera, urban studies, and so on. And we would be able to utilize their talents to help us achieve some specific goals, which I've outlined in my memo to you. And that is primarily to have that individual be assigned as our project coordinator for the Community Heart and Soul program. And also to help, especially with the transition in our DDA right now with the lack of an executive director, that they would help finalize the certification efforts for our redevelopment ready program with MEDC. And so just having those two things accomplished would be milestone objectives for us in getting some big things accomplished, as well as additional grant opportunities that would probably come up along the way. Which we've, have already received some grant monies. We're on the verge of possibly getting some more. And, we're hoping with our fingers crossed that we'll get a big Christmas present either at the end of the year or early next year regarding our $4 million grant request with the government for East and West St. Clair major project. So I wanted to come before you tonight to share this opportunity and get your support for applying for making an application to be a host community. This current year, CEDAM has 10 cohorts that are assigned to various communities throughout the state. 3 of those individuals, as I did some research on them, are actually working in their home community. And so there's that connection where people have graduated from college or have actually done some work out in the field and have gone back to their home community to serve in that capacity. Another individual that's close by who went through the CEDAM program as a fellow is the new village manager in Ortonville, Ryan Mattis, who worked in a different field for a number of years, went and got his master's in public administration, and then ended up doing a fellowship program with Oscoda Township a year and a half ago. And with that work experience under his belt, was able to get hired as the village manager in Nortonville. And so that's his focus, working in a local government community. And so as just part of some background that was part of your packet, you can see some of the programs that these cohorts have been involved in, the public engagement that they've instituted, and some of the successes that they've had with grant programs. One community in particular that I just wanted to point out, and I don't think it's part of your packet, is the village of Cassopolis over in the southwest corner of the state. I just learned this past week that Cassopolis was granted or was voted by the village and city peers at the MML conference last month to be the Community Excellence Award winner for this past year. And that community is about 1,700 residents. And over the course of 5 to 6 years, they completely revamped their downtown, created a new lake where they took a dead-end road and actually created a waterway, and made a new beach as an attraction, created an industrial park with $250 million investment from a corporation that settled there. And as a result of that, they ended up being awarded the Community of Excellence Award. It took them 5 to 6 years to make that happen. But over the course of that 5 to 6 years, they ended up getting awarded $40 million in grant money to make that happen. So those are the kinds of opportunities. And they had a fellow that worked with them 3 years ago to help make that happen. So I think there's a lot of benefit that we can gain by utilizing this person in this capacity. The deadline for applying for this fellow is December 7th. And we would know in early January if we are one of the host communities that would be selected. And I guess partly depending on how many communities apply and how many the committee there feels are have projects that are worthy of trying to place a fellow, that would determine just how many cohorts they would have for the year. This past year they had 10. I did review this opportunity with CEDM. I told them the type of job responsibilities we were going to be focusing in on, and they thought it was a perfect set of responsibilities for a fellow to be assigned. So we would have that going for us as well. The only other suggestion I might have at this stage is tying it in with our community heart and soul endeavors, which I've provided a little bit of background information for you. I had shared with you that we had a high school student that was actually entering the information into a Google Doc form. And so we have a couple of graphs that show where people reside in the community that visited our booth during the Heritage Day Festival, as well as Spooky Time. And for those that lived outside of the community, a pie chart that shows how frequently they visited our community. And we do have an Excel spreadsheet if you actually want to see the hard data in a spreadsheet form. But one of the benefits of the Google Doc is that we were able to take the responses about what do people love about our community and put that into a word collage. And the larger the words, those were the more prominent responses. So you can see that people love or have a sense of that we are a small community, friendly, and they love that small town feel. That was the number one response that came out of everybody that filled out a survey. And you can see the variety of responses that are there as well. Oh, so I had to retrace my line of thought there. That's why I segued about the community heart and soul. A possible advantage could be if we wanted to have council adopt a resolution of support, which we talked about a couple months ago, as far as submitting our resolution of support to enter into the Heart and Soul program with the Orton Foundation. That could be another possible ingredient that would lend its support to our application if we move forward in that direction. But I'm not saying that we need to do that. I just wanted to throw that out as a suggestion that we could have that ready at our next meeting in December, which is in time before we would submit the application the following day. Otherwise, we could wait until we find out if we're going to be a host community, find out who the fellow is that we would be assigned, and then go through that process with the Orton Group. But there would be a financial commitment, as you can see in the packet, of $10,000 upfront on May 1st. But with the $10,000 seed money we would receive from Orton, as well as the match from Fort County Community Foundation, we would be reimbursed very quickly if we shelled that out of our own budget for this fiscal year. So I'm happy to entertain any questions and thoughts or suggestions you might have.
I think this is fantastic. I'm 100% in support of us applying. It's great.
Sounds wonderful.
I think my biggest concern about Community Heart and Soul was who is going to manage this whole program, and this could be the answer right here.
I bounced this idea off of Coach Matt Jenkins, the DDA director that would be assigned as our coach once we engaged in the program. And he just thought it was a marvelous idea. He used the word incredible.
Like if these two things could align at the same time, that would be fantastic.
Any other questions? Do we have a motion?
We need a motion on this.
Make a motion to authorize the village manager to submit an application for CEDM Host Community Fellow for 23-24 year.
Support. Motion made by Councilmember Feltman, support by Councilmember Glasser to authorize the village manager to submit the application to CEDM to become a host community. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. The motion passes. That completes our regular agenda for tonight. Now is the time for public comment for any item not on the regular agenda. Do we have any public comment tonight? There being none, we have no discussion. Mr. Trent, do you have anything to bring council?
Just a few brief items, just to update you with the threat of snow tonight and tomorrow. Our DPW crew is all queued up, ready to apply salt and plow roads if necessary, depending on how much snow we actually get overnight. Speaking of snow and salt, the components for the salt shed arrived today, and assembly will begin tomorrow on that project. We have a tentative meeting scheduled with an assigned MDOT grant coordinator for our Category B road project that we've received $85,000 awarded. That's going to happen next week. And we did draft a memorandum of understanding with the resident regarding the motorhome issue in Drakeshire. We're waiting for his signature on that memo, and we should be able to resolve that matter. And Chief Martin and I had a very, I think, good meeting with that individual to come to an understanding going forward. So that's all I have.
Just wanted to congratulate the newly re-elected council members. Welcome back.
Two things real quick. I had a couple residents ask if there's anything we could possibly do with that big monster pothole in back of the speedway there. If we could kind of work on some kind of resolution to try to maybe fix that or work with somebody to try to get something done on that.
I thought I put in my last village manager report that that was taken care of and a local businessman paid the bill.
All right. Yep. And then the second one was, do we want to put the lights back on the trailer? A lot of people were saying that now it's to the point where it's more of just a speed sign than it is of slowing people down. So I had a couple of comments on that, so I wasn't sure anyone else's take on that, but that's what some of the residents kind of said they felt it. Yeah. Yeah. Because everyone just said it kind of lost its.
And it's put away for the winter? Is that?
It will be put away for the winter soon, so, but, a suggestion that we can certainly take into consideration when they go back out in the spring. I guess just for clarification, as far as the types of lights, we did get some concern about the flashing red and blue lights and
Often have the speed limit turned on and not just have a slow down sign in red flashing. I think having the speed limit with the slow down flashing.
Yeah.
with the slow down.
Yeah,
Okay.
because everyone just kind of said, well, okay, now it looks like a stop sign.
You don't do the full disco show, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
Okay.
it just kind of defeated its purpose.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Now I understand what needs to be flashing.
No, just to, I guess, quick question. So did they get an asphalt pad put down for the salt shed in time before everything got cold?
Yeah.
Yep, okay. That's all I got.
Nothing for me.
I just wanted to thank everybody, and I think it was a nice, successful election that we had, so I feel that was good, but that's it. Thank you.
You're adjourned, students, you can come up and get your agenda signed.
Signed.